Oh, all right, there we are. We're back.
There it is.
Make sure our mic is not muted. All right, you gonna cheers us?
I guess we shall. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers,
Table Titans is back. The monster, the whatever the hell that is in the core is back in action. Mike Colbert, as always, here on Table Titans. Andy K over here, and then the newest member of the commentary team, the newest play-by-play edition, Justin Simmons, in-house tonight. We've got a ton of announcements to make. We've got a couple of video interviews that are becoming in your way shortly from the main event fighters, Chris Disonell and Joe Penafiel, who will be tuning in later tonight. But for now, we've taken off a couple of weeks, some vacations. You know, we had the fight card early in April. We broke it down, and then so much has occurred in that time.
We love Boogs. We love you, Boogs. Stop it. Boogs versus Bruno.
What the
Whoa,
hell?
man.
We're saying hi,
Okay,
and
sorry.
we're taking 2 weeks off, and now you're just throwing names of fights up. We know that fight's coming.
You gotta edge them a little bit first.
Yeah.
You can't just like force it right in.
You gotta ease your way in.
As Andy knows, when I feel like talking, I just go.
That happens. That's what we do here.
He's like, we're not gonna announce this. I'm like, oh, fuck it, we're doing it.
You are the one that say you might not announce a few of the fights that we have. I thought that one was definitely one that was going to be announced tonight. But
yeah,
a lot's happened in the back end.
Hassan Graham, what's up?
Cage Titans 53 is
Champ.
about a month away at this point. Maybe a big summer coming through for a Cage Titans. I don't know.
We got a big summer. Fuck it, we're doing another show.
All right. I didn't know what I was.
What do you think? All right, so we got June 4th.
Damn, the boss has one sip of his monster. He's like, fuck it. Let all the cats out of the bag. Let's roll.
Fuck it, we're starting heavy. So July 2nd, Hassan Graham's in the comments. We had so many fighters that wanted to fight on June 4th. And we just didn't want to make too many people sit on the sideline looking in. So we said, fuck it, let's just add another card. So July 2nd. And since he's in the comments, Hassan Graham will be defending his heavyweight title on July 2nd, taking on Jack Burke, who trains out of Jackson Wink. So big fight for Hassan.
No kidding.
Hassan's looking to go pro later on in the summer. So big test for him before he makes
Hassan only taking one MMA fight, Graham.
Yes.
Looking to go pro later on this summer.
Funny things change, especially with a nice heavy piece of equipment to wear around your waist as the heavyweight champ defending it in July.
So there we go. We're dropping bombs right up.
Seriously, we haven't even started.
The worst part is
June 4th.
The worst part is I know June 4th fight card, and he hasn't even scratched the surface.
No kidding.
Like it's unreal.
No kidding. It's so stacked. It's crazy. We talked about it where we took about 18 months off of the COVID pandemic, and then we came back, and there was such a backlog of people that needed to fight. We cranked out 7 shows in 8 months. We didn't even do that many over the course of a 12-month calendar year before.
And now we're going to do 8 and 9 between June and July.
So it's quite insanity rising up here, and we still got the fight card on the lock for August afterwards. It's going to be a busy summer at Cage Titans. We took the full 2 months off.
June,
Finally
July,
got a break.
August. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go.
February, April, June, July, August.
Yeah.
And then October. But anyways, as you know, you never know what Cage Titans like. We just do crazy shit all the time. Whatever we feel like doing, we just go for it. Mike leaked 2 fights in the July card in the first 2 minutes. Listen, I've been off for a couple weeks, so as you know, I appreciate everybody with the birthday wishes. My birthday was on Friday, big 41, another year older, another year wiser. I still feel young, man, being around the fighters and seeing the enthusiasm of the fans.
Sure, it's not the monster keeping
It could be the monster keeping me young, but man, I feel my kids. I got 5 of them. This was make you feel old. But yeah, man, I'm just excited. I'm more motivated than ever. Coming back from COVID, I told everybody, you know it. There was talks. I don't know if I'm ever going to do a show ever again. And then it was, we just hit the ground running. You know, I thought I was talking to a couple guys today. They're like, "Oh, well, why are you going to do another show? Like, are you nervous about doing too many?" It's just like, listen, it's supply and demand. There's more fighters that want to fight. And I just had to talk with a guy this weekend. He was like, I said, "Hey, how'd you do this weekend?" He wanted to fight on our next card. And he goes, "Honestly, I pulled out because I was dealing with this promoter and he was just such a shitbag. Like, after dealing with you, I don't want to fight for anybody else." So I'm like, fuck it, we'll make room for you. And that's just kind of my mentality. Like, I started Cage Titans 12 years ago because I fought for a shitbag promoter. And I was like, I can do this better. And I wanted to give fighters an honest opportunity to perform. And every day when I hear about other shitbag promoters, I'm like, I got to keep putting on shows so I can give these fighters an opportunity to fight in an honest and fun environment with promoters that are going to promote them, promote the sport, and help better their career.
Ultimately, give them a fair shake at the end of it, too. So, it's, yeah.
RJ Hayes will get you on there.
There's always great feedbacks to hear from all the fighters. And no kidding, they're coming back because they're coming back in droves. 3 shows over the course of the summer. We've got one we've got to break down from top to bottom for you. I think it's pretty much came to fruition at this point from looking at it. And with a couple of interviews coming up, I don't know what we're doing to get those guys on the line.
I'm going to send Chris Disonell right now. I'm going to send him the call-in line. It usually takes a few minutes to get him on. So I'm going to send it to him.
This guy's out of New York, right?
Yes.
I haven't done my research yet because obviously I didn't want to do the Titan Talk interviews without the fight card being listed. You know what I mean? I don't want to say, "Oh, you know, I'm interviewing Bugs here for no reason. He's not, you know." So we were waiting for that a little bit. And now that we're going to go through the card today, we're going to be cranking out interviews all week.
Yeah, so make sure
leading
you
up to the fight.
hit up Justin for our Instagram live sessions, Titan Talk.
Yep. Kylie O'Hearn hit me up. I messaged her probably 4 weeks before her last fight. She just answered me 2 days ago. She said, "I'm not sure how this got put in like my general folder instead of my primary, but I never saw this message. Let me know the next time you want to talk."
Well, guess what? Kylie O'Hearn's fighting July 2nd.
There it is.
Fighting Atlanta, hands of Stone Jones.
Good.
Her claim to fame, she actually boxed Holly Holm.
So I'm wearing the Pulp Fiction sweatshirt. We're addressing the Summer of Cage Titans in Quentin Tarantino format today. We're going to go with the July card first and then break down the June one. And then we're going to skip over to August, which we already have planned out as well, and give the end towards the middle. And then we're also going to break down our 2026 schedule. And
Yeah, we might as well.
it's like,
But anyways, we'll get back on topic. They're going to rein me in. I think that's what Andy's trying to say, is to rein me in.
June 4th, Mike. June 4th.
But we do have pro fights. RJ Hayes, yep, we do have pro fights. So whenever you're ready, let me know. Hit me in the DMs.
Oh, just looking at this card, dude. Holy
Fight
shit.
card.
it's like, I mean, I'm excited to talk about Bugs and Kylie and Bruno and
All these guys.
and Hassan Graham, the heavyweight championship all happen on.
But look at this
July 2nd
fucking
as well.
card.
But look at this fucking card that
Look
we
at
haven't
this
even
fucking
touched
card.
yet. It's
All right.
insane.
All right, Mike.
So, all right, I'll give you some guys. We've already talked about, we obviously know the Bantamweight title's on the line. Joe Penafiel is defending his title for the first time, taking a Chris Disonell.
And we have both of them on
They're
tonight,
both
right?
going to be calling in tonight, so that's a great thing we got going on. Peter Barrett versus Aaron Lacey, which we've talked about.
Yes.
That fight has finally happened. It was scheduled for our last event. Barrett had to pull out. Immediately after Lacey's last fight, he said, "Hey, I want to make sure that Barrett's still in for June 4th. And to tell you kind of the mentality of Lacey, that's just him. Like, he just got that nasty cut. It was stopped on a cut, and he was just like, don't let this stop me from fighting on the next card. I want it on June 4th. I want Barrett. We're
Oh, he
making
was
that happen."
so mad.
And then not only that, he goes, "I want June 4th and July 2nd. He goes, "I want all the fights." So he wants to fight Barrett. He wants to fight DSAB. So it could be a busy, active summer for.
What weight's he playing decent?
That
Or
fight
hoping
was-
to.
He's hoping to fight him at like a 50 catch weight. That was something that they talked about. So that's something going on. So
Jesus,
Peter
man.
Barrett and Aaron Lacey. Peter Barrett hasn't been back in a couple months. He's taken the last 2 fight cards off. You know Peter Barrett, Celebrity Pete, he's Cage Titans through and through. Here's Aaron Lacey. He fought the guy with the most Cage Titans fights in the Cage Titans history, and Johnny Cupcakes. And number 2 on the list, Peter Barrett. He's jumping right into the deep end of the Cage Titans.
And showed what kind of a dog he was, how little quit he has, none whatsoever in his fight against Johnny Cupcakes Campbell, going in to face another legend in Peter Barrett, fight that he was already originally scheduled to fight.
Yeah.
So getting that second chance at another big name,
And Peter Barrett's focused, man. I can definitely speak to that. Peter Barrett is focused.
Yeah, he's still got that hunger. He's still got that drive. You hear it anytime that you speak to him.
Yep.
You see it every time he performs. His last couple of fights, in his tight fight with Ali Zabian and his fight with Spencer Higa, you can see that he's got the hunger, the drive, finishing capabilities, and just piecing, still adding improvements and piecing elements to his game together. So,
and he wants everybody to know he's like Aaron Lacey wants to get to the UFC where Peter Barrett was. And Peter Barrett's like, listen, I'm looking to string some wins together, get back to the UFC.
Yeah,
so these both guys are on a collision course, and they want to show that they can get back to that next level.
Sorry,
one can get to the level, and one can get back to the next level.
Yep, and just keeping trajectory going. We're just going top to bottom, I suppose.
Yeah, Jeff Joy taking on Sriracha Will Smith, another great fight. We announced it at our last show. Will Smith, former amateur champion at 135 for Cage Titans. Jeff Joy, also a former Cage Titans amateur champion, undefeated as amateur, undefeated as a pro. This is a huge step up.
Yeah.
Bellator vet and Will Smith. This fight is great. And Jeff wants these type of fights. He wants the contender in the fall, and he said, I want the hardest, toughest fights I can get so I can prove that I've been on.
Will Smith is a guy who has fought the who's who throughout his amateur and professional career, sitting at 3 and 4 as a pro right now. You just go through the names that he fought. Coming on, John Duma was, I believe, his last fight, or I can't remember off the top of my head, but that was one of the crazier fights on the local scene in a long time. I remember when he fought Chris Martino back in the day for the 135 strap back in 2015. So he is a veteran.
He fought Chris Disonell in his last fight, and John Duma in his fight before that.
Yep.
He fought Ashika Ajim, who's fighting for the CBS title. He has no problem fighting anybody anymore.
So here's Will Smith taking on yet another top-notch contender in Jeff Joy, who's sitting undefeated at 3-0 in his pro career, is yet to taste defeat in the cage, and Sriracha Will Smith looking to welcome him to the loss column as he has introduced many fighters to before. I'm excited to have another Will Smith fight in Cage Titans. It's been a minute since I don't think we've seen him as a pro.
We have not seen him as a pro.
We haven't seen him since he fought Jacobo Pito in one of the craziest amateur bantamweight fights.
Fought Jacobo Pito, Chris Martino for us.
Yeah.
He
Did he come down just to face off with Jeff Joy, or was he there to watch?
No, he came down to fight. Hold on, the party's trying to call it, and he said don't, so I want to see what he's saying. Hold on.
Don't forget about me.
What did he say?
Nothing. I love the party. Anywho, we're gonna have the party calling in whenever he's ready. So Will Smith versus Jeff Joy. Another fight I'm super stoked about is Sean Lally taking on Roberto Young. Sean Lally.
Oh, we're skipping.
Did I skip one? Or did I give you the wrong one? Well, Sean Lally and Roberto Young. I mean, these guys love to slug it out. Anybody who's fought Roberto Young has got tagged by him and immediately zombie walk takedown against this kid.
Yeah.
He is super athletic. He was an and one mixtape for those old people like me who remember the and one mixtape.
That's like with like hot sauce,
and Professor, all that stuff. This guy is just super athletic, dunks for days.
Cam Arnold, my guy.
He's transitioned to boxing. He has super hands. And he's like, you know what? If the right fight comes up, I want it. And Lally was like, these guys talked amongst each other on Instagram. Like, Lally wants to swing and take someone's head off. He doesn't want to mess around with the wrestling or the grappling. And he's like, I want fun fights at this point in my career. These guys talked amongst each other. They're going to meet at a catchweight of 165. And sure as shit, they're going to probably toe that line and just swing for the fences. That should be a blast.
They're going to meet at 65.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
I think that's going to be
fun. I mean, it's going to be. Think about this, right? The last time you saw Sean Lally in the cage Titans cage, and I think in the cage overall, was against Billy Goff.
Yeah. 5-round.
And it was a 5-round decision. A 3-round decision that was a fucking war, right? Like an absolute war.
Fight of the year.
Fight of possibly I've ever seen.
It won fight of the year, right?
I do believe it won fight of the year.
I'm
pretty sure it won fight of the year. And if it wasn't fight of the ever, that first round was round of the ever.
Possibly the best fight I've ever seen in person, live ever. And I've been to a couple of UFC fights. And look what Billy Goff has gone on to do since then.
Oh shit. So
that's like, now knowing that, Sean Lally stock only rises. And he's just looking to, maybe he said, I like fighting in the summertime. I knew he teased that on his Facebook a couple weeks back, and I was like, dude, please fucking tell me you're coming back.
Tell me I got to watch Banging the Table.
Yeah, I know. And here he is. Here he is. And Roberto Young has not. I mean, he's fought some fucking killers
It's just
too.
another insane name that Roberto Young has said yes to fight when it comes to the Cage Titans competition. From Brandon Fleming to Don Chanis to like
Marty Navis.
It's an insane caliber of opponents that he has faced, and this one no different. Sean Lalial, obviously, he's fought on the Contender Series, former middleweight champion at Cage Titans, and like you said, at this stage in his career, he's talked about retiring and hanging him up and not really making a run for it, but then he's always had that killer itch, if you would, just like he represents the kill brand so much. He needs to go in there and fight. And he's like, at this point, he's only looking for fun fights. And don't blink in this Roberto Young fight. There's going to be blood. It's going to be chaos. They're going to be swinging bombs at each other's craniums, and somebody's going to sleep. It's going to be an absolute
Whatever the over-under is on that fight, I'll take the over.
All right, so while we have him in the comments, Cam Arnold's giving me the eyeballs. He's trying to kiss my butt a little bit, telling me I look good with the tan. So I get this point. We'll announce his fight. Cam Arnold will be taking on Kenny Lewis. This just is another fight that, like, these guys take the job and make it easy for me. You know, they call each other out online. They stop bantering online. And anybody else that's looking to fight and you want to fight within the Cage Titans organization, it's pretty simple. Like, we're very social media active. You want to fight somebody? You want to fight somebody? Tag me, tag Cage Titans, and you'll catch some eyeballs and you'll catch them squawking in the comments.
Is that the dude he was beefing with?
Yeah, that was the guy they
and the guy was like dropping out or got sick or this, that.
So they're going to be fighting on June 4th, Cam Arnold versus Kenny Lewis. Kenny had a great amateur career. He was a multiple amateur champion in Vermont. He got a tough out in his first pro fight. He took Randy Costin, hasn't fought since. But he's told me he's got his life back together, shit together, got his life in order, and he's in a good spot. That was the head kick. And then when
that's
they
the man with the
frozen
thing.
pizza, and then he jumps up afterwards and was like so thankful of Randy hugging him. It was like he had the best time of his life. But he took care of some stuff.
I've never seen somebody like so ecstatic after a devastating finish like that in my life before or since.
Yeah.
Kenny Lewis, great kid. Didn't really get to showcase much because it was such a fast knockout. But as you said, can't sleep on his amateur career. He put his time in as an amateur, fought a who's who on the Vermont scene, won a couple amateur belts, and he hasn't
multiple weight classes too.
He hasn't fought since that Randy Costa fight. Seeing what his only professional competitor has gone on to do, I'm sure only motivates him. You know, saying that he can say that he was in there with somebody who's tenured on the UFC roster at this point.
And Cam Arnold, I mean, this guy, Cam Arnold is a killer Cam. It's in his nickname. And he came out with knockout of the year in his pro debut.
Yep.
And he's coming back for a second outing, coming down from Maine. He's bringing those maniacs with him. And I'm excited for both this fight because they were going hard at each other. And it was like how they, like Kenny says, he's the point.
Yeah, they were.
They were going really hard at each other online. People were DMing me being like, make this fight. People were like, if he won't fight him, I'll fight him. I'm like, wow. I'm like, shit, man, these kids on social media. But it made my life easier. So Cam Arnold taking on Kenny Lewis. Before we get to our next fight, I'm still waiting for the party. I see he's watching. He's supposed to be calling in. Travis Lazat.
Party.
He's making his return to New England MMA at the Cage Titans June 4th. Shout out to Travis Lazat. In my birthday post that Nick Hyler made for social media, I was rocking Travis Lazat's shirt. He said that I can officially keep it. So thank you. For those who don't know the story, one Cage Titans event, my wife forgot my shirt, and Travis was in the back. I think it was either that or something happened. She didn't iron my shirt or whatever the hell that happened. Travis is like, yo, I'll give you the shirt right off my back. He gave me the shirt to wear, and I wore it, and I've actually worn it at 2 Cage Titans events now.
The kind of guy that'll give you the shirt off his back, huh?
Travis Lazat, give you a shout out there, man. I appreciate the shirt. I don't know if it looks better on me or you, but I'm saying it looks better on me. Thank you very much. I'll buy you a new one. I'll buy you a couple beers at the show.
No kidding. Yeah, the next one, I don't know. You said that you wanted to announce him.
All right, so yeah, I'll go to the next one. Brendan Battles is making his long-awaited return. This heavyweight phenom was a stud standout wrestler when he was in high school. He only had 1 or 2 amateur fights because no one would fight him. I remember for his amateur debut, they went to weigh-ins. Everybody weighed in. They show up to the fight. His fighter walked into the locker room, took another look at him, walked out of the venue, and never came back.
I remember that.
this guy was a scary guy, and he had all the accolades, coming into his amateur career. Here he is. He's taking on Fred Gray out of Management of Champions out in Michigan. Fred has boxed, kickboxed. He's only 0-1 in MMA, but he has a wrestling background as well, and he's not scared of anybody. Right when I said the name, he's like, screw it. Yeah, let's go, man. I just want to fight. This should be interesting.
People forget the name Brendan Battle.
And honestly, I think the time away.
Impact that kid, when he came onto the scene, he was the next big heavyweight out of these parts in the New England region. I won't pretend to know him that well personally or anything, but Loco Lobo told me, guess who's coming back? And he told me about Brendan Battle. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't know it was going to be for this June card. Well, Loco Lobo did tell me he's been back in the gym.
I think the time away.
Heavyweight splash coming in the professional ranks. And man, am I excited for it, because I haven't called the Brendan Battle. Perhaps.
No.
I don't think
so he went pro, and then he went and fought for an NEF card on Dana White's looking for a fighter. And because he has the look, hands down, the guy's got the look. He's just massive. Like, he's a real heavyweight, not some chubby heavyweight. He's a real heavyweight. So they put him on Dana White's looking for a fighter. I think they threw him in a little too quick. He still had some wrestler tendencies. His striking wasn't, where it probably needed to be for that spotlight at that point in time. But it was a great opportunity to fight in front of Dana. He fell short, and then he's taken this time off. He's grown his family. He's had 2 kids. And I think the fact that his name's kind of been out of the limelight, for a little bit of time, this has given him an opportunity to perfect his techniques in the MMA world and now get a real shot at this.
And also let people forget about him.
Yeah, let people forget about him.
Because that helps if you have a hard time finding opponents.
That happened
helps.
with Frank Sforza. He came out. He was like the only 4-time All-American state champion, and he was a nightmare. He was 2-0, and he was a professional champion because he had to fight in title fights because no one would fight him. And then he took some time away, and he came back, and all of a sudden people were lined up to fight him. They forgot who he was. So I think it's going to be interesting to see where Brandon goes from here. But as for Fred, we're excited to have another Michigan out-of-state guy. Michigan guys are always super tough. He has a handful of MMA and boxing. He has an undefeated kickboxing record. So this kid can throw some hands. So we'll see what happens.
Love it. And it's like we got graced with a hell of a heavyweight title fight last time around, and this is going to be first heavyweight pro fight.
Heavyweights are fun.
So, yeah. Big
boys
throwing down.
What do you got?
This is like the 5th person to message me saying I look like a baby because I shaved my beard. Fuck off. I got in the fire department. I cannot have a beard anymore. So all my friends messaging me privately, shut the hell up.
Wait till I shave the mustache.
I know. You're going to get like...
I thought you were going to cut the hair, though.
The hair's going soon. I can't quite do locks for love just yet. It's not quite long enough. But once I can, I think I'm going back clean cut. I'm getting tired of the long.
You can't shave the mustache. That's like a hate crime.
I don't think I can shave.
So we're going to next. Good party. Call in. Hurry up. Jesus.
What the hell?
I'm trying to stall. I didn't want to go down the whole card, but if he doesn't call in, I'm going to be stuck going over the whole card. We got 15 fights for you. Anyways.
Tyler Pimentel, you're not my dad.
Next up, this is this is a name that a lot of people speaking about forgot about. Justin Burrow. This kid fought in pro 2009, 2008. He's a mainstay at South Shore Sport Fighting. He hasn't fought since Cage Titan, and Cage Titan was 2012, 2013. That was the last time he fought. He comes in with a 3-2 record. He's competing at 170, taking on the Scarecrow, Trevor Goody.
Another name people saved or forgotten about.
He posted about that. He goes, Cage Titans, you forgot about me. And it was we didn't.
Never forgot about Trevor the Scarecrow Goody. One of the most accomplished amateur careers in the Cage Titans cage. Devastating professional welterweight, devastating frame for the division. Martin Davis, one of the premier contenders around these parts. People forget that Trevor Goody bested twice at the amateur ranks, once for the title. He's that much of a force to be reckoned with at 170 pounds. And he's sitting at 3-2. Early loss in his pro career. Another one more recently, but coming off his win over Jay Ellis to get him over 300. He's still right in the mix of things.
Over 300.
Over 500. But he's still very much in the mix of things. It's sitting at 3-2. Only needs to string a couple together. And Justin Burrell, this OG for Cage Titans.
Yeah.
We can talk about OGs. If he hasn't fought in a decade, he was fighting in the early days in the single-digit Cage Titans. Talk about an OG making a return. And what a tall drink of water for him. to
Justin
return
Burrow
to
made
in
his
Justin-
pro debut in 2007.
Wow.
And his last fight was at Cage Titans 14 in 2013. He fought for WFL, reality fight, and AFO. Yeah, man, he's been around for a long time. He was a mainstay there. I remember when I was fighting, he was already fighting when I started even training, and he was very helpful when I was training back in the day. Always a willing body to work with, and yeah, man, he's been around, and he was. You know what's great about him is because he's so old school. He was the easiest fight to match. He's like, just give me a name, 170, 185, even 205 if I have to. He's like, just give me a name.
Somewhere
So I
in
sent him
between.
Trevor Goody, and he's like, cool. I'm like, oh, you want to think about it? He's like, no, I'm good. I just told you to send me a name. And that was it. You know,
Love it. You gotta love it.
So I definitely got to show some respect to the old school, guys. Like, it's just like, send me a name. Because he fought back in a time where they would pull people out of the crowd. Like Club Lido days, it's like, oh, somebody didn't show up. Anybody here want to fight at like 170 or so? And guys would be in the crowd with mouthpieces and cups if they had them, because they would know they had an opportunity to get pulled out of the crowd. That's how it was back then. He's been fighting since then.
Times have changed.
How
It's come
times
a
have
long way
changed,
now.
but
We'd be
Justin-
shut down if we did that.
Two guys I got a lot of respect for.
And Trevor Goody, you sparred with him, you've trained with him. He was a Cage Titans champion. I mean,
I've called most of his career. I'm a fan of his. I'm a fan of watching him fight and watching him perform. Fight IQ through the roof. Well-rounded game. Very versatile grappler, and has just shown improvements in his striking game, fight after fight. So I'm excited to see his return. He like you said, he posted like people don't forget about Trevor Goody.
you can't forget about a 6'7"
I
guy.
never forgot about Trevor Goody. I'm excited for this.
And he has that
Justin
unique
Burrell jumped
look.
back in at 10 years
10
off.
years up.
Insane.
Burrow has that unique. Scarecrow has that unique look too. That like his coach. I don't want to say that I'm insulting him, but like his coach, like he has that oddity look about him. Like being a 6'7", 6'8", whatever the hell he is. So like he can rattle off a win or two, and because of his unique appearance and look and style, he could get in there on that alone. Like his, he's kind of, you don't see the guys his size and
With
frame.
how big the sport is and how often they sign people now, it's hard to find something different. And Trevor Goody's different for that weight class for sure.
What's up, Jared Kelly?
Justin Burrell
Watching?
trying to prove to everybody out there that ring rust is not a thing.
No, and he competed at a grappling match, so he's been trying to stay active.
I know he's lost a tremendous
Yeah,
amount
he
of
saw
weight.
some weight, stuff like that. So yeah, good.
It's something in the water, it's all short.
There you go.
Weight,
There you go.
I love it.
Andrew Valdina's in the comments now. We probably maybe about an hour ago confirmed this. Andrew Valdina will be fighting on June 4th. He'll be taking on Tyler Stevens out of SBG, Alabama. That's
Is that Arthur's teammate?
of Arthur Mapofu. Valdina came up short in that title fight against Arthur, but he bounced back last fight, first round finish. He's been trying to edge his way back towards that title shot. There's a little hint because we're bringing one guy from SBG and Tyler Stevens. Arthur Mapofu will also be coming up, which we'll announce later. But Andrew Valdina looking to keep that, get on a little streak and try to push himself right back toward the title
This
fight.
kid's got
4-2, taking on 8-4 Tyler Stevens.
So
This is the one to circle. This is the one to circle.
No kidding. Andrew Valdina, 4-2 is all of his experience in Cage Titans. No stranger to that cage whatsoever. But talk about a veteran versus veteran matchup at a stacked weight class for amateurs to be fighting. 20 fights between the two of them.
That's crazy.
That's
18
unreal.
fights between the two
That's
of them.
8-4 and 4-2, 6 and 12, 18
12,
fights.
18 fights between the two of them. I did the math wrong the first time. I'm Polish. Give me a break. But seriously,
That's a
hard
lot of
pressed to
experience.
find an amateur
Nuts.
fight with that much experience between both fighters. So don't blink on this one. This one's going to be early on the card too.
And
Dude,
shout out to Valdina because Valdina, like basically in Lausanne, I got to give them credit. Like he said, is this a good fight for experience? That's what we're here for as amateurs. He goes, this guy's got a ton of experience. Will we learn something in this fight and something we haven't seen to prepare you for your pro career? And that's why they took that fight. And hats off to him. He
just
probably
gonna
could have
say,
stepped back and waited for because past Acevedo was asking for a rematch, but Valdina's like, I want to kind of push myself to some tougher competition. I want as many looks as I can as an amateur, so I'm ready for pro because we all know it resets when you're pro.
I was gonna say, speaking of that, old school mentality, Valdina's pretty much send a name.
Yeah.
The only reason he's saying no is if Joe puts his foot down. It's like, no, dude, you're not fighting that guy.
That's
And
why
Joe
you
doesn't
got
really do that
managers.
for him.
Yeah.
Joe doesn't really do that for him. Like you said, they want the tough fights. They want to be challenged. So
He said, great experience, but don't get it twisted. He's coming for that W. Of course, we know that about you, the Gladiator. So, yeah, we're excited. We just booked that probably about an hour ago. And shout out to his coach, Joe Lozon.
let's go.
He's fighting this weekend. And it was like so tough. Valdina's like, Mike, do I got confirmation? And I'm like, I sent the name to Joe, but it's fight week for him. I don't want to bust his balls. And he's like, I feel the same way. But Joe messaged me. He's getting on a plane tomorrow. But Lozon messaged me, and we kind of secured all the details today. So, that I got to give my hat off to Lozon. He's got a lot of shit going on this week with fight week, and he's messaging about Valdina.
Talk about playing with my fucking emotions.
Yeah,
it's like two of my childhood idols in this fight game fighting each other.
You remember when Cowboy came to the fight?
Yes, of course I remember, dude. That was like one of the only times I've ever been starstruck in my life. And then now he's fighting Joe Lozon.
Cowboy's
like,
the man too.
I mean, like
if he was fighting anybody else, I literally think anybody else on the roster, I'd want Cowboy to win.
Yeah.
I think Joe Lozon's the only person I'm like, well, sorry, Cowboy.
Well, speaking of Rob Pico, I got your tickets right here, Rob Pico. I'll hit you up soon. But
since we're talking about SBG Alabama, great opportunity to talk about Arthur Mapofu, the African assassin, is coming back. Our bantamweight champion is looking to do the Conor McGregor, go for champ status, Dan Cormier status. He is going up to 45 and taking on the Jackal, Marcel Romero. You remember Marcel Romero? Mm-hmm. He was up for, breakthrough fight of the year, or his debut fighter of the year, Cage Titans. He came out, knocked out only Dan Walsh.
Your wife's boyfriend or something.
What is it?
Against your wife's
Yeah,
boyfriend.
my wife's boyfriend, Dan Walsh. I still don't get that whole shit with only Dan's. But anyways, Marcel Romero is taking on Arthur Mapofu for the 145-pound title. Our champion, Shane Doherty, has been out for a little while, and when he does come back, he's coming back pro. So the opportunity is there for the vacant belt.
The belt has been vacated by the Dragon, Shane Doherty. I'm excited for that young man's pro debut. I'm hoping that it happens maybe over the course of the summer. Maybe
We're talking into the year, so we'll see what happens.
So I'm hoping that does come to fruition soon. But anyway,
that fight feels like quantity versus quality. Almost like
5-3 versus 3-0.
No, not fight wise. Like Arthur throws a shit ton of punches and just like peppers you, and Marcel Romero throws hammers like bombs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not an insult to either guys. No. It's just their games are their games are different, and that sounds like a fun one to me, man.
And Marcel seems like he's much more of a counter fighter, sitting in the pocket, gonna wait for that big bomb and just sit there, take a shot to deliver the kill shot.
And Arthur's pretty good at not giving that to you.
And he's so undefeated, a lot of finishes. And Arthur Mapofu, with experience at 135 pounds, been some of the most legendary fights, especially that one with Valdina, coming off of that win. Insane cardio, striking acumen on display for that fight. Jumping up a weight class, I don't think is going to be that much of a problem for Arthur Mapofu, but he's facing a big old power puncher in Marcel Romero for this one. So I am looking forward to seeing how Arthur Mapofu elects to try to solve this puzzle. And Marcel Romero, looking forward to, I think I'm back in the commentary booth for this one, maybe. I'm not sure, but I want to. I mean, maybe we'll see. But I'm looking forward to calling one of his fights if I am back in the commentary booth. And, seeing how he tries to find that target.
Well, wait.
Mapofu, who is one of the most elusive fighters.
There's more. There's more titles on the line. We got 2 more title fights.
Oh, this next one got me fired up.
So we have undefeated.
No shameless plug yet?
You want to do the shameless plug? Well, wait till we have. You want? So the tickets that Andy was talking about is Coops. We are hosting a comedy night on Thursday, May 19th. We are hosting a comedy night, or shall I say, Andy Kurzankowski is hosting a comedy night here at Coops. We got a bunch of comedians coming in at 8 o'clock. Tickets are $20 a piece, and you can help Andy. And they got a whole slew. John Parada's Comedy Factory.
John Parada's a murderer.
And in conjunction with Andy Kurzankowski Productions.
I'm not that funny, but if I can promote.
We were just getting to Andy's set tightened up next door that on the open mic night. We just watched it. No, you did pretty good today. I got some laughs. But if you're interested, come on by the Coops or hit up Andy for your ticket. And May 19th, Thursday, May 19th, a night of comedy here at Coops, and hosted by yours truly, Andy K.
Try to get a couple of these going throughout.
Yeah, we got Rob Pico coming, Justin Simmons.
Let's go. I'll be
We've
here.
already had a couple of people come by, so it should be a fun night. Anyways, we were talking about title fights, and that reminds me, I got to write a note. I got to order more belts because we have 2 new belts on the line. Actually, we just announced one, which is Abumbapofo versus Romero. That's a brand new title I got to go get. And then we have our vacant 55 title up for grabs. Undefeated out of Nostos, 3-0, Kyle Puffle. If I say that wrong,
Penafiel, I think.
Penafiel. I apologize. He is taking on Miguel.
Mother effing.
Excuse me.
Sevison.
So
That's how it rolls off the tongue.
we got Miguel Sevesen taking on Kyle Puffle, and I hope Carolyn Lynn Powell or Devin Powell can help correct me, or just tell Andy how to say it because they're the ones. All right, either way, Nosos is coming down with second fighter, looking to collect the title. Miguel, I mean, this guy, he's been saying for a while he's one of the best 55ers in New England. He's been calling for all the big dogs. He's been calling for a shot at the title. He wants to push himself against the best. And Kyle coming down from Nosos, you know, they've said to me, like, Mike, we know that the promotion and what you put behind your fighters and what holding the Cage Titans title means. Our guys want to come down and collect those belts. So we want to bring them down. And we tried to set this up before, and finally it's going to happen June 4th. Miguel Sevesen taking on Kyle Puffle.
Another undefeated amateur, Kyle Puffle. Penafiel jumping in for the Cage Titans goals. Cage Titans gold against the staple at the Cage Titans amateur ranks. It's just the story that's been going on between both.
Showbiz is on.
One thing I'll say about Miguel.
We're going to pause 1 second. Hold on.
One thing I'd say about Miguel quickly, as you guys know, all of his fights have been on a Cage Titans, so he knows. Like, you guys know this. He started off his career 0-2. He realized he needed help in certain areas of his game. He went out and got it. He's now 2-0-1 in his last 3, right? So, I mean, I think he's well deserving of his title shot. Yeah. Kyle Puffle is a killer in his own right, and he also likes to stand and bang. Circle this one as fight of the night candidate because I'm telling you, this one's. I really feel this one's going to meet in the middle, and it's going to be whose power shot lands first. But it's going to be a good.
All right. Yeah. On that note, we have Chris Disonell, Showbiz, on the line. Before we do it, just because it's an easy segue, Miguel is hoping to follow in the footsteps of another Lakeville fighter who happens to be a champion, and that is Jack Congan, 4-0, undefeated. He is back, putting his title on the line against Shane Delahaye out of Triforce.
Oh, shit.
We saw Shane. He was really excited about getting into the Cage Titans cage. We didn't have a fight for him last event, so we let him do the grappling match against Brandon Avila, which he picked up the armbar in the first round. And he is back, and he's throwing his hat into the ring.
The only round.
Oh, it was only round 1, whatever. It was like the first minute of the round, wasn't it?
No, it was 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, all right, 4 or 5 minutes in. It was actually a decent back and forth grappling match.
I got 4.5 minutes of
But you know what Shane displayed is really good wrestling in those 4 minutes.
He's actually I think it was college, but I think he's a former college cheerleader.
Right, yeah.
Super athletic, used to throwing bodies around.
Different kinds of bodies.
So this should be a fun fight. Jack's looking to get one more big test before he probably makes the way to the pro ranks. It's his first title defense. It should be a great fight. And you got 2 Lakeville guys, which is funny because like 3 or 4 years ago, Lakeville MMA really was kind of like they really didn't have many fighters, and now they're just exploding on the scene. They're growing, and they got 2 title fights on this one card.
The thing with Lakeville though, I feel like is they were definitely a breeding ground. Like Connor Matthews came from there.
Yep.
Marty Navis started there. You know what I mean? Like those are some pretty big effing names around these parts. Now they have their own, guys that have stayed there.
All right, I don't want to make him wait anymore because he's a feisty one. He's definitely matching the energy of the party, which I love. We're gonna get him,
Chris.
And we're gonna bring in Showbiz, Chris Disonell. So without further ado, There is the man. Let's see if we can hear him. Hold on.
Yo, yo.
Hey, what's the hair, man? I love the hair.
Like that?
Can you guys in the comments just give us a thumbs up if you can hear him as well? Make sure he's not
not
wasting his breath here. Yeah. Just thumbs up in the
Showbiz. He even
comments.
has Showbiz on there. So, Chris, this is a fight you and I have been talking about for a little while. Oh, I don't think they can see us. Hold on. There we go. So this is a fight you and I have been talking about for a little while. Put this together. What was it about the party that kind of stood out to you that was something that you wanted to take this opportunity and try to get this belt?
He's just an opponent that seems to be building up his name in the area, in the New England area. He's from Florida too, so it's even big. He's even got a bigger reach of people who know him and stuff like that. So it's a good opponent, and I'm just looking to fight tough opponents, and that's all I really want. Coming off my last fight, I'm just looking to fight the toughest guys in the area to put because I know I'm going to finish one of these guys, and I'm going to put myself up there at the top. So that's why I wanted to fight with Joe, because I know he's tough, and I'm looking to I want to finish tough guys.
Yep. Chris, is there something? I imagine you watch some of the party's fights. Is there something in his game that you're looking to exploit? Is there something you saw that you're like, oh, I want to fight this guy because I can beat him? Or just like you said, you just want tough fights and he's a tough opponent?
Well, I think he's a good athlete, but as far as he's never fought nobody as tough as me. The last guy he beat was like 10-30 or something like that. I'm fighting undefeated prospects, and I've just fought. I know I'm going to expose this kid just by stepping in the cage with him. I truthfully believe that the only reason why he wants to fight me is because it makes him look better. When I'm just going to expose him all around. You're going to see a great athlete. You're going to find out what the New England Cage Titans is going to find out who Showbiz is, and I can't wait.
Up in your first ever Cage Titans fight, going for the belt, for the gold. Does that put any added pressure? I know you want the opponent because you know it's going to be a scrappy fight in your show, but this one, the gold is on the line.
No, it doesn't put any pressure on me. I know I'm at that level. I know I deserve this fight. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna go in there and show that. I respect Cage Titans for giving me the opportunity, but I know I'm game opponent on any show in the United States. So I'm ready to go in there and claim a title. I know I'm going to win a world title. I'm ready to win a world title. And that's it.
If you don't know already, Joe Penafiel, even though he's an out-of-stater, he's kind of like built a fan base and a home up here in New England. So it might even be like you're both. This is one of the first times I've seen Chris.
Well, I've never been the hometown boy in my entire career. I've always stepped in enemy territory my whole career. I've never been able to fight in Albany. So that ain't nothing to me. But I will be bringing a squad up there myself. So,
Showbiz, you mentioned that. This is the closest you fought from home. Is that something
I fought in Springfield once, but so Massachusetts is the border. So I'm looking to bring the squad over, and we're looking to have a good time, and we're already talking about it. So I'm not worried about that at all.
I got to give you credit because and kind of both you and the party. Cage Titans, I started this 12 years ago, and I'd be hard pressed to ever think that a main event of one of my cards would be two out-of-staters. And it just shows the growth for us as a promotion, but also the growth of the fighters in the region and out of state, and the platform that we provide that you guys are willing to come in, and you probably could fight closer to home or whatever, but you guys are choosing us to fight for. So thank you so much.
Just real quick, this is my 12th pro fight, and I've always seen Cage Titans, and I've seen you guys put on a great show. So that's the reason I had no problem taking the title fight, taking the fight at all. I was excited. So
for the fans that have never seen you, what can they expect? What can you promise them right here, right now, as they're all watching? What can they expect that Showbiz Disonell?
A fighter that's ready to leave all of his guts in there, and I'm ready to die in there. I love fighting. Fighting's part of my life for a long time. You're ready to see all heart warrior blood, sweat, tears. You're ready to see a show, and I'm Showbiz. There's only one Showbiz in all of New England, and it's me. And I take pride in that name, and I cannot wait to gain more fans on June 4th.
I will say the fans here at Plymouth Memorial Hall, in the party, the one thing you will have in common with him being out of state, but he will probably let you know is that they might boo you on the way in because they don't know who you are, but they're fans of fighters that put it all on the line. And if you're anything like you say you are, they might boo you at first, but they'll turn really quick because they just appreciate gritty.
I think it won't take long for them to see I'm the real deal. They'll be able to tell I'm the real deal by my walkout. And my team's the real deal. You can tell we're the real deal when we step in the room. And so, all the talk aside, I show up to every single fight I've ever signed a contract for, and I fight. So, Joe Penafiel, just be ready because, I'm going to show up, and that's all I can say, man.
So
real quick on that note, you train with Tommy Marcelino, right?
Yeah, that's one of my good friends.
Yeah, I remember him from back in the day, man. He was a beast back when he was fighing. So yeah, man, if you kind of the same cloth as him, yeah. Well, I do. I don't think he fights anymore, does he?
No, but he's in the gym. Good guy. He's helped me out through my whole career.
I was a fan of him back earlier days when he was fighting. He was as tough as they come. So if you cut from the same cloth, I'm excited for you. Justin, let me ask you one more question before I get to Justin's. The party is on the call. Are you cool with us bringing them at the same time as you?
Yeah, I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
I already saw you guys chirping at each other on Instagram. So I'll let Justin get his question out the way.
So, Chris, a couple of things. I run Titan Talk for Cage Titans on the Instagram. Would love to have you on the show now that this fight is announced. A question I kind of want to say for that, but I got plenty more for you. So I got two back to back.
Two questions. I said one.
Well, it makes sense. The party is known for talking shit and getting his opponent's head. Is that going to happen with you? And since we're going to bring him on, do you have anything that you want to say to him? Right, he's watching right now. So you have anything you want to say to him before we bring him on?
I have nothing I'm going to say. I just have something I'm going to do.
All right.
So without further ado, we got the party.
You want the other one? Or you go with that?
What's up, party?
What's up, guys?
Disonell or Lose is your name.
Can you hear me?
So what's going on, party? What are you eating? A little sushi there?
I'm eating sushi. Can you hear me good, though?
You can talk a little louder if you can.
I gotcha. Give me a second.
So how's training camp going? Were you able to see a little bit of Chris, what Chris had to say? And
I saw a little bit of it. I was thankfully I got off of work early, and my friend wanted to go grab some food, so we're at a Korean barbecue spot over here in Orlando, Florida. Luckily enough, we have a bunch of cool shit to do here in Florida. But yeah, just talking a bunch of shit. I don't know, man. He thinks he's on another level, but I think he's whack. I already know what I'm going to do. He already knows what I'm going to do to him. He already knows he breaks. He breaks easy. And whenever the fuck he's going to break, I'll be there. So whatever it is, man. I don't know. I'm just ready to fight. Say that again, Chris. My bad.
I don't know anybody who's ever broke me. So,
I saw you break in Bellator against Jalen. You got taken down, got your back taken. Got out wrestled, and then you started moving around.
That's a 6-0 prospect, and I have no problem fighting a guy like that and losing to a guy like that. Who's the last guy you fought? What was his record?
Doesn't matter. I guess we'll see what's up June 4th.
We're gonna.
But you think you're so much better.
I'm a lot better. I don't think.
I know you think you're a lot better. That's the great thing about this sport. You're a tough guy. I already know what you're gonna do. I don't even want to tell you, but everyone knows what you do. But I just do things better. I'm different. You're not. I'm a different type of person. You're a tough person from Albany, but I've wrestled guys like Troy Nickerson, was the first 4-time state champ from New York. I wrestled different guys from New York, way higher level. You don't know what you're talking about exactly. It's NCAA shit. Okay, you're gonna get taken down. I'm gonna put you to your back.
Did you even wrestle? Did you ever wrestle before?
Doesn't matter. I'm gonna take you down. I'm gonna put you on your back.
You'll never take me down. You'll never take me down.
You've been taken down a bunch, brother.
You'll never take me down. You will never take me down, Joe.
Your whole career highlight is a CES knockout of a guy who's, I'm not gonna hate on, but he doesn't have a big chin. His hands are down the whole time. Not to hate on him, but he has no movement the way
I also
do.
knocked out a Bellator prospect who was on a knockout streak and was getting all the hype, and I knocked him out too. And I'm gonna knock you out too.
You have a whack fight.
And I'm gonna knock you out too. You ain't fought no. Who have you fought? Who have you fought? That's good. Like really.
Doesn't matter.
You don't finish any fights. You don't finish any fights. You go to boring ass decisions, bro. I'm gonna finish you. I'm
Five
gonna
rounds.
I'm gonna
Five
finish
rounds.
you in 3. I'm gonna finish you in 3.
I hope you believe that. I got 5 rounds to work you all the time, and I want to work you.
I'm gonna finish you under 3, bro. I'm gonna finish you under 3, and believe me,
Okay.
I'm not even worried about 5 rounds. I'm gonna finish you in 3.
Okay, come with it. Every round is gonna be a barn burner.
I won't even take a back step. I will meet you in the middle the whole time.
Bro, all the time you do is take a back step. That's why you're whack, bro. You're whack. You're a liar. You're gonna backstep. You're a left hook happy
don't
guy.
finish
that
nobody.
boxes from New York
You're talking like you're gonna
with
finish
whack wrestling.
nobody.
All right,
Your
I'm gonna
fights
walk
are
you
whack.
down. I'm
Your
gonna walk
fights
you
are
down.
whack. You got
I'm gonna
pillow
walk you
hands.
down.
You got pillow hands.
Okay, we'll see.
You got pillow hands.
You're a badass from New York that boxes. You're
Right.
whack, bro. You're whack. Your style is whack.
The ref's gonna wake you up, bud.
I hope he does.
So real quick, we got Chris's prediction. He said by the 3rd round. Party, can I pressure you for a prediction?
I don't. You know me. Like I don't know what's gonna happen anytime in there. I don't
It's gonna
predict
be a
shit
boring
but
fight.
violence.
You try to win the decision, and it ain't gonna happen with a guy like me.
It's a boring fight. All right. So if it's gonna be a boring fight, that means you're gonna get taken down and held on your back like a little bitch.
That
So
one.
that's what you're expecting.
You're not strong enough.
You're
not
easy
strong
money.
enough. You're not
Okay.
strong enough, boy. I see your pictures
Don't worry
on
about it.
Instagram. You're looking frail. You ain't even training. You're at the gym. Where you at right now? You ain't ready
I'm
for
eating
me.
sushi, bro. I don't need to work hard for you, brother. I already
You
worked
ain't-
6 hours in a day.
You ain't ready for me. I do all that too. You're not ready for me. And you know it. You only want to fight me because you're a fan of me, boy.
A fan of you. You have
You're a
that.
fan.
I
You're a fan.
barely go on social
Yeah, you're
media.
a
I got
fan.
more followers than you.
You're
You
a
got
fan.
like 500 followers.
You're a fan. That don't mean shit. Followers don't mean shit if you're a real one. You're a fan, boy. You're a fan. That's why you want to fight me.
Chris,
That's
you're
why you want to
fucking
fight me, bro, and you
You're
know
more
it too.
delusional than me. You're more delusional than me, Christopher.
Keep drinking that beer because you're not ready for me, bro. I'm telling you right now.
I need the beer because I ran a couple of 100 miles just thinking about your stupid left hook and how I'm gonna destroy your left hook and your little stupid ass overhand right. I watch you all day.
You already know what's
week.
coming. It's funny because you already know what's coming. You will not be there. You won't be
That's
there.
all you
anymore.
do. That's
You
all
won't
you
be
do
there no more.
besides join around.
You won't be there no more, buddy. You
All
met
right.
your match. You met your match.
Okay. All right. I've met my man.
Let me ask Chris
God
a
bless
question.
you, Christopher.
I'm a
Chris,
real one.
Yeah, you're tough.
obviously, the party's talking about some of the fights that he's watched. What is something that stood out to you about the party that you think you'll be able to exploit?
They all think they
I
can beat me.
just
They're
think
whack.
his opponents. I look at all of his opponents, and I mean, come on, these guys are. Those are guys I knock out. You have never fought nobody like me. You're talking about Jalen Bates, who is a top prodigy, a guy who will finish you, and you know it. And I'm just being real. You ain't never fought nobody like who. The last guy you fought is 10-30, bro. I will sleep him. I will sleep him.
Yeah.
Too. I will sleep him in
Yeah.
between you. I will knock him out in between rounds with you.
But
That's
he's
the
going to
last
be at the
opponent.
show, but you won't say that to his face, I bet.
I will. You don't even know
All right.
me, you fucking retard. You don't even know me.
I'm sure.
So,
Tough talk from a tough guy.
Keep eating that fish, boy.
all right,
Don't worry, bro.
so
I get to eat as much as I want. I don't got to cut weight like you.
I don't cut weight. I never miss weight. When I ever miss weight, check the stats. When I ever miss weight, you don't know shit about me, boy. You're gonna find out in the first round. You're gonna find out in the first round you fucked up.
Okay.
so
I'll be waiting for that left hook.
So before we gave Chris some time by himself, so before we let Chris go so we can get a little time with the party, Chris, is there any last things that you want to say to your fans and your family that might watch, or some of the fans of Cage Titans that haven't got a chance before you take?
No, I always got to thank my team, my sponsors. You know, they're the ones that make me great. My family supports me. They're the ones who make me great, and they're the reason why I'm motivated to fight. And I gotta thank Joe. I'm gonna thank Joe for being a good talking guy. He's making a good show, but the show ends. The show ends June 4th with me. So I'm just letting you know.
That's like dark soy sauce.
And get focused, buddy, because first round.
Yeah.
With that attitude, looking like the first round, you ain't never met
Yeah,
nobody like me.
that's what. Yeah. That's what they all say, bro. You weak sauce, bro. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you're
eat
fighting
good. I'm gonna train
10 and
hard.
30
I'm gonna beat
guys.
you.
10 and 30 guys.
I'll keep fighting them too. I'll fight whoever they put in front of me. You're just some random guy that someone threw up. I don't
You
care
said
about
yes.
you.
Straight up.
I'd say yes to fighting my mother if it was money. You're whack, bro.
That's whack. I think you're whack.
Yeah.
Your talk is whack. You can't even talk
Okay.
shit. You're not even good at talking shit. Your shit talking
Okay.
sucks.
Yeah.
Honestly. I have nothing to say to you. You're a fucking clown. Your
I'll
shit
see you in the
sucks.
cage. Let's see how much the clown. Let's see how good your cardio is.
You'll
Better
be a clown.
running miles, big
Don't
boy.
worry about that. Don't worry. I'm not
Yeah.
drinking beers.
Yeah, I'll be drinking beers the night before the fight, before I fuck you up and after.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be eating them words like you're eating that sushi, boy.
Not just sushi, I'm eating steak too, puppy.
I'm gonna pepper your face with jabs.
With what? A jab? All
Everything.
you do is throw hooks. You midget.
Believe me,
You throw hooks. I hope you're not shorter than me. I fought tall, big guys all.
No, you're a lot
Recently.
smaller than me. You're a lot weaker than me. I'm gonna probably
Weaker?
slam you on your neck too.
They always say that. I don't know why I don't look strong.
I mean,
guess
I've
we'll
seen
find
all
out.
your opponents. I think you're still an amateur. You're an amateur in my mind. You're like a kid who coming.
So what about Damon Blackshear? What do you have to say about a guy like that? That's undefeated like that. Maybe has like one loss on his record. He's a CFFC champion in New Jersey. I bet you don't know about him at 135.
He beat a kid I beat. He beat a kid I beat, Mike Kimball. I mean, do your homework, buddy.
Okay.
You don't know anything.
All right.
About
So
anything.
he beat a kid you beat. You beat Mike Kimball. You're like excited. You beat a little karate kid, a little young little faggot.
What do you do?
Moves.
What do you do that's exciting?
Mm-hmm.
Besides talk shit. What do you do?
I don't know.
What are you gonna do?
Don't break Saturday night in front of your people.
That
Hope you
ain't
have your
gonna
mom coming
never
over.
happen. So I mean, that's all you're gonna say. That's all you can say. What are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do? I'm asking you.
I just don't know what I'm gonna do to you, Chris. But it's gonna be the same shit I do every time. I'm gonna walk forward. You're gonna hit me a couple times, and I'm gonna hit you back hard, and you're gonna break because I'm gonna put the pace on. I'm there 80% all day, 100% when I want to throw it up to 100%. You don't have the same gears. I know what people have done to you. You never seen people do that to me in a fight. How come that?
I see you fighting 10 and
I fought so many shit. Okay, I fight Can. How about Juan Puerta? He was in on the Dana White Contender Series. He hasn't fought since. He hasn't lost. He's like on a 24 fight winning streak.
You're gonna fight
him.
You fight Showbiz June 4th. You should worry about that.
All right. So I didn't fight anybody. All right.
No,
I'll talk to you later, Christopher. You're high off of your Bellator horse. I'm glad you got to fight for Bellator, but you're whack. Okay, just because you fought for Bellator doesn't mean you're a badass.
You wish you could beat me.
Okay?
You're a fan. I wish
I could beat you.
You wish.
Do you have a man?
The reason why you want to fight me is because that brings relevancy to your name. That's the only reason why you want to fight me.
Do you have a okay?
And it's a mistake.
Yes, Christopher.
You don't have a management, and I don't either. But you're making a mistake fighting me. Like,
all right, cool, Christopher. I love you, buddy. I'll see you June 4th. I'll train hard. Throw your left hook. Stay in the boxing gym.
Stay healthy,
get
buddy.
outworked. Stay in the boxing gym. I know you New Yorkers love boxing. I'll see you then. I'm gonna kick you too, hard as fuck.
Learn how to talk next time.
Okay. See you, Christopher.
I was born.
Okay. Bye.
All right. I guess.
Mike, I can't hear you. I can only hear Christopher's voice.
Oh, there you go. So
There you go.
I was just going to say, we appreciate your time, Showbiz. We're going to give a little bit of time to the party like you gave you by yourself.
Yep.
Sayonara, Showbiz.
And thank you so much, Showbiz, and we will see you
Keep that
soon.
belt warm.
Pleasure meeting you.
All right. So, Jesus, the party, man. You really know how to get them to, you know how to get things going.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers to you guys, man. Had a hard day of training. I'm here with one of my best buddies from like middle school. Guy used to wrestle with me. We're here having some fucking awesome Korean barbecue, some spicy tuna rolls, some steak, some beer. So we're here, we're chilling. Chris is an awesome competitor. He's really tough, but everyone always underestimates me. It's the same shit. You guys heard it from all the guys. I don't know. It's just the type of vibe I bring, I guess. Guys think I'm easy. They think I'm a bully, but I'm not a bully. Guys just want to fight me. He wants to talk shit about me, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a dickhead back to him.
So, what's it been like since you won the belt, and what have you been doing down in Florida?
Well, I definitely went to Disney World right away with my belt. Once I got back home, it took me a while to get back home. I missed a couple flights. I had to call off of work a few days. I had to celebrate. I was hanging out with Mr. Povera. I got to go visit his restaurant. Me and a couple of other guys like Giannetti. It was fun. We were on the podcast. It was a good time, man. I miss New England.
Yeah, it was funny. So, for those who don't know, Party missed like 3 different flights.
Yeah.
And he got to stick around. And the same. Let me ask you a quick question about what did you think about the Fusion Invasion last show? We didn't have the party, but we had 3 Fusion Excel teammates of yours come up, clean sweep.
Yeah.
How, were you watching that back home?
Yes, I was. I was watching it from work. You know, I work at a restaurant. I work at nights. Train during the day. I'm a 24/7 dad, 24/7 fighter, mother, father, whatever the fuck. But I was watching the fights. I was just so happy that the guys got to shine, because I think Cage Titans is a big organization and people need to throw it in there. No, that's not the tongue. We probably ate the tongue. I think that's the tongue. It was good.
They're trying to eat your food? They're trying to eat your food?
No, my friend's trying to not eat beef tongue, but he already ate it because he was scared of beef tongue.
So what about the Showbiz, if anything, are you worried about? I mean, obviously when he's on, you guys got to puff the chest out, but he's a worthy opponent. What's something that sticks out that you're not necessarily concerned about, but what's something that he brings to the table?
I think Chris Disonell brings a lot of problems to the table. But am I willing to say that it's going to be something that I'm scared of? Not really. Is it a problem that I don't know. It's just like a puzzle I think I can solve eventually really fast. But he poses really good boxing, really good movement with his foot work. And he has really good, decent wrestling. He doesn't really use his wrestling, I guess. He doesn't want to. He likes to really use his hands, knock guys out. He's a really tough guy, man. I'm really happy to fight a guy at that level or whatever he thinks he's at. He's just a really tough guy. He might disappreciate some of my opponents, but anyone in the New England area knows who those guys are, and those guys are all tough. And like I said, he won't talk shit to Bugs or any of those guys' face. Like, let him try to say something like that. At the wins, I'll have the whole fucking crowd and the fighters fighting him. So I'm not loved only by the fans, man. I gave my respect to the fighters because I fight hard and I fight 100%. When the Bugs wanted a war, he got a war. Jack Ray wanted a crazy fight, we got a fight. So, I love everybody. Richie, everybody.
I love it. You built quite a reputation for yourself, obviously, in New England. You've deemed it your second home. How do you feel to kind of, for the first time, have home field advantage at Plymouth Memorial Hall coming into this fight?
Man, it's a really
your microphone's a little low again. Did you put it away from you?
I think I'm putting it away from me.
Yeah. So Andy's question was, how's it feel to kind of have a home field advantage for your first time in Cage Titans?
You know what? It's going to be amazing. I've always had a lot of friends and people say fans, but I don't call people fans. It's fucking weird. They're just friends and people I meet along the way on this MMA journey, and they help propel me. They buy tickets, and I hope they enjoy the show. June 4th, I'm coming in with all heart, all grit, hard work, dedication, all day, every day. You might see me fuck around and eat food and talk shit, but at the end of the day, everyone knows I'm a real fighter. I wish I would have taken a picture of today at the gym. You know what I mean? I outwork and outgrind everyone. And it's not like I'm trying to puff my chest out. It's just what I do. If I could call Philip Roll right now, he'd say that I was on the Aerodyne bike for 25 minutes after we sparred for a numerous amount of rounds. I just put in the work, bro. I'm not scared of this guy. This guy's just giving me more fire, more ammunition. I love it. Thank God he has a mouthpiece and he likes to talk a little bit of shit. But it's at the end of the day, it fuels me a lot. That type of shit fuels me. Because before that, I didn't know who he was. But now I got to know his personality and his beliefs and his confidence. And I love to break people down like that. Like I want to break his spirit in there and finish him in front of everyone and let him know that I'm the best. And no matter what he can do, even on my shittiest day, when I'm hungover, drunk, whatever, I'll always win. I'll always beat Chris Disonell. And I will beat Chris Disonell June 4th on my worst or on my baddest day. Doesn't matter. I will win. I don't know how, but sure, I'm going to do a lot of shit.
Oh, you're never one to disappoint. That's for sure. I don't know
Definitely
what
working
I
hard.
got for you.
Yeah, we're good. I love you guys. I want to give a big shout out to Wicked Muay Thai, Chip the Surgeon. He's this Muay Thai guy that I met up there while fighting up there. He's been awesome. He's been really helping me. He's made some shorts for me. I've been going to him to get my custom shorts done. I'll be debuting my yellow party shorts. I think he's amazing. I want to give a big shout out to Brandon Solo. He's another local landscaping company owner over there. He supports me and he sponsors me. And I just want to give a big shout out to myself because I do all the hard work. I don't care what anyone says. You know, it's been me the whole time doing this MMA shit, driving. Me and my wife been driving to fucking Louisiana, fighting people, you know, I've been fighting all over the place. Chris Disonell might talk shit. He's a great opponent, but he'll find out my true heart and my spirit June 4th. He'll be real intimate with me, okay? Because when you're in there in the cage, it's almost like making love with somebody. And on June 4th, me and Chris are going to have 25 minutes, and he can't leave that cage. He's going to be locked in there with me. I'm not going to be locked in there with him. That's what he fucks up. It's the other way around. He's going to be stuck in there with me. It's going to be an annoying 25 minutes, and I'm ready to work, and he can come with it. I got an iron chin. I don't get into battles at the gym for that reason. My chin's ready. My body's ready. I'm ready to go to war. I love cake signs. Thank you. Michael Poveri, happy birthday. I already sent you a message, but I don't know what the hell's going on with your phone. You're a whore. I love all you guys. But happy belated birthday to Michael Poveri.
Party. Put me on the spot like that. Blow me up.
Yeah, Feliz cumpleaños from Florida. I have to sign out now, though.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Hey, and just for the record, if you don't post that you're at the gym working in this day and age, that means you didn't work out. You have to post it.
Yeah, that's a big thing with now, and I don't. It gets annoying, and that's why, baby. Yeah, this is my life, bro. I work out hard. I train. I have some light beers. Kill me. You know what I mean? Sue me. Whatever. I'm sorry, fighters.
What beer are you drinking right now?
I'm at a Korean barbecue place. I'm having Sapporo. It's a Japanese beer. It's my favorite. It's made in Canada, I think.
All right, my man. Well, you have a good one, and we look forward to seeing you and Tina up here in a few weeks.
I need a new shirt.
I'll be ready to fight. I got shirts coming. I got everything on the way.
All right, buddy. Have
love
a great
you, Justin Simmons. All right, I love Justin Simmons and Andy as well. Bye-bye.
Be well, brother.
Jesus, the party.
Oh, man.
These guys never disappoint. And Chris Disonell, I said that before he came on. I'm like, this guy is not playing the B side to the party. And he's one guy that, like, could arguably match wits and match the shit talk and not backing down. You know, when Party, he didn't really talk shit against Gilbride.
It's hard.
Undefeated prospect. Came in, handed him his first loss. Then he fought Richie. Richie coming off the Contender Series. Richie wasn't really too much of a willing participant in the shit talking. And it was that's where the Party kind of emerged. And then he took on Bruno. Again, Bruno was kind of like serious demeanor, plus the language barrier. But then at one point, Party was talking to him in Portuguese. But again, not really much into the shit talking. Lionel got into it with him.
A little bit.
And here we go. We got a willing competitor in Showbiz. He's trying to match him I love it. He's a New Yorker, brash New Yorker, as they say.
Yep.
And Showbiz is not effing around.
I was excited for this fight when it was made. I'm even more so excited for it now after seeing those two talk.
Yeah, our job was easy tonight.
Dude, it was an easy job, to say the least. We did not announce some fights, so if you're tuning in, you didn't hear your name. There are more that we didn't get to, but we've been on for an hour. We kind of have to cut it. We have a time limit.
What are you talking about? We got a time limit.
We just
Like I want to go to bed.
Yeah.
When I got a time limit, you go for 2 hours. When I say I gotta get out of here, it's just like let's just fucking babble on even more.
So
Now we got a time limit.
So we got a bunch more fights. We have more fights for June 4th to talk about. We have more fights for July 2nd
Fucking
to
it, we're
talk
finishing
about.
before 10.
I know.
It's time limit bullshit out of nowhere. The fuck have we had a time limit?
Anyways, guys, good
Fine.
night.
So thank you for tuning in. I fuck it, whatever. Brandon Boats, we've already talked about this fight, taking on Gage Luby. This fight was something that was supposed to be happening 3 months ago. Gage wasn't able to fulfill his obligation to fight Brandon Boats. One of his teammates fought Boats, and the promise was they would always, down the line when Gage was cleared and ready to fight, he owed Brandon a fight. Brandon was a one-and-done guy. The only reason he's not doing the one-and-done thing was to fight Gage because they had a gentleman's agreement when Gage had to pull out of the first fight that when you're ready, I will fight you because we had that agreement to fight. So that fight will be going on. It looks
50?
like at 155. And then John Payne will be taking on John F. Tucker on this fight card. That's the other amateur fight that's happening. We're stacked with pro fights. Don Shanis will be on. Shameless Don Shanis will be fighting on this card. I don't want to get too much into details about his opponent because he is out of respect for his fight this weekend. Shanis is fighting down south for a lightweight title down in
Main event, too, no?
main event on Fight Pass. So I don't want to really distract from that. So we're not going to talk about that. And then Skeletor, Joe Giannetti, Brendan, not Brandon. Brandon, not Brendan. Brendan. His name is Brendan. That's what I said. I said Brendan Boats. Didn't I? I don't fucking know. Brandon.
English is hard.
Yeah. We got a Brandon Battles and we got a Brendan Boats. It's the same thing. Actually, they're both the same. Brendan. D-O-N. I don't fucking know. I'll figure it out.
No, one's Brandon, one's Brendan.
Yes.
No, they're both Brendan.
Yeah, they're
but
both
one's
Brendan.
Brendan, one's Brendan.
It's all the pronunciation. Whatever. That's why he's the ring announcer and I am not. And then Joe Giannetti, Skeletor.
How do you get my last name right?
Because you said it enough.
I said it enough times. And then we have our last, Joe Giannetti will be looking to defend his title. We're still trying to iron out the details on who he will be fighting. We're hoping to seal that up in the next 2 days. And we will be announcing that.
So that just means
Do you have an idea?
I have some ideas.
That just means you got to tune in next week, everybody.
Tune in next week. And we got Leo Ladera that we're lining up. Phil Lasigno is taking on Tony Rivera as another amateur fight.
For this
There's
June or July?
There's so many fights that we got going on. The fact that my bum ass is on the card with all these legit fighters is hilarious to me. I guess I'll tag. I got to put that comment up.
You know, Brendan, I was thinking the same thing.
He said he'll
Here
be
we are.
bragging about this forever when his grandkids are born. So, see, I had a Brandon. Did I have a Brandon? I don't know. Maybe I didn't.
It's Brendan.
So it's Brandon and Brendan Boats.
Brendan.
Battles. Brandon Battles. Brendan. Whatever. I don't know.
If I hear another pronunciation
Brendan
of Brandon,
Boats.
Brandon,
With
or
an
any of
O-N.
those variations
Boat.
of that wonderful
Brandon
name, I don't know how much it would take.
Battles.
Cheers, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Cage Titans 53.
On that note-
less than a month, just about a month away. We'll be back next week with some more fight announcements. We're going to start pumping up July as well because that fight card's coming to fruition too. A lot of news broken tonight. We're taking another week off. We will see you next Monday.
Fighters, I'll be
Monday.
reaching out to you for your interviews. Please answer me.
Pay attention to
Check
this guy.
out for your primary and general inboxes on
Well,
Instagram.
you're supposed to friend request them first.
I
and
did.
then
I
message
did. They don't always get accepted because they're like, who the heck is this guy?
It's him.
All right. Well, there you go. Here we go. We're going to close you out with the video.